Hello everyone, I am Barish. I'm an IT specialist. Today what we are going to talk about is that we will be implementing basic VLAN configuration on a basic infrastructure. So let's get started. So here we are going to use a layer 3 switch as a core switch, which is right here. And then we'll be adding some clients to this system. So it will be basic infrastructure. It will be easier for you to understand the VLAN logic behind. So in total we have 4 clients, 4 laptops and 1 DHCP server. If you would like to use the DHCP service inside this Cisco switch, it's also possible. I'll show you in another training. For now we'll be using Windows DHCP server. Okay, and let's go with the connections. Fast Ethernet 0, port 3. All connection ports are going to be the access ports on the switch. We are not going to use the trunk mode because we don't have any other network device, so we won't be carrying any VLAN data through the network with the .1q protocol. So we added the power supply to turn it on. It will be turning on in a short while. Okay. Before we proceed with the DHCP server, we need to calculate these subnets. Okay, let's start with VLAN 10. Let's say 192.168.1.0, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and the VLAN 20 is going to be 192.168.2.0, and the subnet mask is going to be the same. And we also have VLAN 30, which we are going to use for the DHCP server. We won't be using any DHCP scope, any pool for this VLAN 30 because the DHCP server is going to use this scope. Therefore, we don't need any pool for this. Good. So our DHCP server is going to be at 192.168.3.10, let's say. Okay, so the basic calculation is ready. We can create our pools now, the DHCP scopes. Right here, I'll ask for a static IP from the DHCP server itself. And the DHCP server address, as we mentioned on the right side, it's 3.10, and the subnet mask is 24, and the gateway is going to be 192.168.3.1. So this gateway allows you to go out of this virtual interface while you are using VLANs. Without this proper gateway, you won't be able to get out of the switch, and these default gateways are pretty much important for the VLANs. So we won't be using any DNS servers as we don't have any VLAN WAN access. I think it's all done, and let's create our DHCP server. So the DHCP server is on VLAN 10 168.1, the default gateway. We don't need any DNS server. The IP pool is going to distribute the IP starting from second IP 1.2, and subnet mask is pretty much seems good. So the VLAN 20, and as I said, we won't be creating any VLAN 30 for the DHCP scope. There won't be any pool for that. Okay, So let's create some colorful backgrounds for the different VLANs, so it's going to be easier for us to understand which client belongs to which subnet. So these two computers, these two clients will be on VLAN 10, and the rest of them, these two clients, will be on VLAN 20. Okay, so the DHCP server is ready, and these are ready as well. Let's start our configuration on the switch side. Okay, so we won't be doing any automatic configuration. We will be doing this manually. Therefore, I'm saying no to this dialog, and let's say ENG configuration terminal switch. Okay, let's create our VLANs. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, exit, and VLAN 10. With this command, I'm going to configure the VLAN interface itself. So I'm entering into interface of this VLAN 10. As you can see, the state is up. Right now I'm going to give an interface IP to this virtual interface, which we are going to use as a default gateway of this subnet. So VLAN 10 is going to be 10, and subnet mask as well. And also DHCP server is supposed to be defined on this virtual subnet. Otherwise it won't be finding the DHCP server itself. So you are supposed to manually define this DHCP server address to this virtual interface. As we talked about it, it's going to be 3.10. And let's say no shutdown. Exit VLAN interface VLAN 20. Okay, it seems up. IP address 0. IP address is going to be the DHCP server address itself, and no shutdown. And the last one, VLAN 30. So I'm going to save this configuration from running configuration to the startup configuration, startup config. So it will remember the current configuration in the next boot. It seems good for now, and I think we already defined the DHCP server address. Yeah, it's perfect. It will be working. And the latest important point is that we are going to define all of these ports as the access mode, as I said at the beginning of this training. So let's find out which ports are they. Okay, let's start the configuration of this particular ports. Configuration terminal int g1/0 switch port mode access VLAN 10. So the first device is going to be on VLAN 10, and the second device is going to be also VLAN 10. Switch port access VLAN 10. Good. And G1/0, and the fourth port belongs to VLAN 20. G1, the latest client, the last client, it's on the fifth port. Switch and the last port is going to be the DHCP servers port, which we are going to configure right now. It's a 6th port. Typo. G10/6 switchboard mode access, switchboard access, VLAN 30. No shutdown. Exit. Write memory. Exit. Copy run configuration to startup config. Don't forget to save your configurations, otherwise it won't be memorizing your current configuration. Good, let's start with the DHCP. So we will be asking IP address from the DHCP server. At the first step it won't be working. Don't panic, because the IRP tables are not ready yet. So at the first trial probably it won't be working. It will say APIPA, and the next step, on the second try, it will work as I said. Perfect. So VLAN 10, VLAN 10, working fine. Second client, perfect. So the third client will be on VLAN 20. As you can see, it's having IP from the second scope. Alright, the last client, as you can see, it's working. So right now I will ping from VLAN 10 . If I try to communicate within the same subnet, it's working fine. But if I try to ping other VLAN, it won't be working, because we didn't enable the IP routing command right now. So what I'm going to do is that I'll go to configure terminal mode, and I say IP routing, and it's all. So let's check if this is working. Yeah, as you can see, IP routing is enabled. I say Ctrl+C, and we are running configuration to startup config. Fine. Right now, at first trial, it will work within the same subnet, but for the other subnets, other VLANs, at the first trial, it won't work, because the ARP table is updating within the switch. And on the second try, it will work fine, as you can see. So from now on, they will be able to communicate with different VLANs. Also for this one, for the second trial, it will work for this client. I think we already created some VLANs, so you will be able to understand the logic behind it. If you have any questions regarding this topic, I'll be happy to assist you. Have a good day.